Hello, and welcome to another draft player analysis video. Today, I'll be recording Nick Vannett. We're going over. Don't know why I worded it the way I did. I'm tired. I just recorded 2 videos right before this. Nick Vannett, 6'6", 257 pounds, from Ohio State University. He did not run a 40-yard dash at the combine, so I only have really one, worthwhile stat, and that is his bench press, which is 17 at 225. That's not that bad. So,
that time we saw the agility of the receiver.
Accolades, he was a honorable mention on the Big Ten, all Big Ten team. That's something, I think. If you didn't notice, I got Mark Sanchez starting as quarterback. That's what it's looking like it's going to be for this Broncos team, unless they draft someone. So, just don't expect too much from that man there. And I also think Danny Trevathan left the team, so I moved him to a backup role.
Makes the grab. Touchdown.
Yes, he got moved back.
And the early momentum in their favor is that
touchdown. 55 career catches, 580 yards, and only 6 touchdowns. And that's mostly not because he. I sorry if I got really loud there. I was pushing my mic with my face while I was talking. Not my best idea.
Inside of the uprights.
The reason I still have him ranked as my number 2 tight end, or number 3, I guess. Cooper probably 2. I just don't want to do a video on tight ends. Trying to get into the meat of this draft, which is the defensive players. I think there's a lot of great defensive players in this year's draft. I kind of want to get into them. I can't just skip over tight ends. So I got one more tight end I'm going to do, and that's Braunecker, whatever the hell his name is.
Go with the dime formation here on defense.
But
first down at the 33.
I think Vannett, I think he got lost in the shuffle at Ohio State. He just got lost behind all the talent that was on that team. I can't think of anyone now. Braxton Miller, receiver. The quarterback, Zeke Elliott. Their one receiver's really good. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But a lot of guys, a lot of really good guys at Ohio State. And he just got lost in the shuffle. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school, so he obviously has some talent. I mean, it's not like he was just not good, like he just didn't have good numbers. Because I mean, he would have if there wasn't so much talent in Ohio State. Or at Ohio State, not in Ohio State.
The Falcons offense taking the field.
But
they got everything they could out of
I personally think that he is a very, very good tight end. It's just, again, he was lost in the shuffle that whole time. Never really had a chance to really shine in that offense. He caught like 20 passes this year, 16 passes. Not great, but I think his production shouldn't speak for everything that he can do because he's very good. So, that's my pros and cons in just a second after I stop sucking at Madden. And I cracked my jaw. All right.
Remember, they're usually the
my first pro is he's a pretty good blocker. I think he'll have to get just a little bit stronger to be a really good blocker in the NFL. But for college, I mean, his footwork was solid and his blocks. He just played tight end as a really good blocker. And I think he can, obviously, he can always get stronger. So all he needs to do is just get a little bit stronger and maybe just get a little bit quicker feet. His footwork's good. He just needs to be a little quicker, I thought. Oh, I can't take my paper. Solid hands. I think he has a pretty good pass catcher. He's not great. He's not a Hunter Henry. He's not a Rob Gronkowski. He's not, Jimmy Graham when he was in New Orleans. I mean, he just did not play good in Seattle. I just think so healthy. I don't know what it was with Graham. But he think he has good hands. You know, they're not amazing, but he'll make the catches that you need him to make. Just don't expect any, crazy one-handed catches where he's climbing the ladder in 15 different, over like 2 defenders. You're not going to see a lot of that. And I'll get to that in my cons. And my last one, he has ideal size for, NFL tight end. 6'6" is goddamn pretty impressive for an NFL tight end. That's kind of what you want. I mean, Gronkowski's what, 6'7", 6'8"? I mean, so kind of at the same size as the Gronkowski. Again, he's not as hyper athletic as Gronkowski is, but still good. Gronkowski light. Now that's Gary Barnridge. Barnridge had a really good season.
Is now growing with that field goal. Still
but
plenty of time to get back
I think he has, he has a perfect size to be a consistent and solid contributor in the NFL. I don't know why I cut in. I figured this one out. I was going to try and get around him. But again, he has the size. He has the body weight. He just has to get a little bit stronger. But he'll be I don't remember picking these uniforms. God, dude, I just cannot talk.
Usually a tight end, but he's in the backfield this time.
So again, he has good size. He'll be a good
after the 3-yard rush.
All right, my first con, production. And I wouldn't really say it's a con because you can't 100% blame this on him. You have to blame it on just the way that offense played. He wasn't the first or third or even the fourth option. He was like their last resort there because there was so much talent on that offense. I mean, option number 4 wasn't even a receiver. It's probably for J.T. Barrett or Cordell Jones or whoever was starting quarterback for him. Their number 4 option was probably run, and then he was their number 5. So, I mean, production, I guess, isn't a super bad thing, but, I mean, you want something to base what you think he'll be in the NFL as. So, you don't really have much of a benchmark when it comes to numbers-wise because he wasn't throwing the ball much. 55 catches, not a lot. Hell, I'll throw more passes to my buddy when we're playing catch.
What a nice completion.
The Broncos snap it at the 31. To the outside.
Unfortunate, but I don't know how I caught that. I pressed the wrong button. I panicked a little.
That's a nice route on the outside. Nice throw by the quarterback. Puts him in good
my next
position
con,
to keep
he's going to have to adjust to an NFL offense.
2nd and 6 coming
This
up.
kind of goes hand in hand with his production. He's going to have to learn how to adjust to an NFL-style offense because he never really, played much. When he was on the field, he was a blocker. He didn't really receive much. And a lot of NFL offenses are using tight ends to great effect. I mean, there are a lot of premier tight ends at this point. Damn, dude. Broncos all-line sucking dick for me.
The Broncos really don't have much of a chance of picking up this first down. It's 3rd and long. Of course, the defense is
I think he'll have to adjust to an NFL-style offense where they're going to be throwing him the ball. Usually as maybe their number 2 or 3 target. Tight ends are a big part of the NFL now. After the Patriots basically created the 2 tight end set and made it a huge deal.
And he's taken down right at about the 29, not quite to the 30.
And my last con, he needs to use his size better. 6'6", you have to learn. He doesn't use it as well as he could.
Will be taking this snap out of the
meaning he won't like try and out-muscle guys for the ball when he is throwing it. But again, he doesn't really need to usually because it's usually short passes. I don't think I saw many passes where he had to go up a seam.
Ready to continue its recent run here as they've scored
but
the last 2 times
he does need to get stronger, like than using his body to try and catch the ball. And he can't just get away with his solid hands. He has to have better body movement. So, like, I don't know, he'll go up against a linebacker. You have to try and box out that linebacker, kind of like basketball. You have to box the guy out so you can have the best chance that you can at the football.
Take the snap from the shotgun. Secures it with 2 hands. That's his first reception today.
But overall, I think that Nick Vannett is a very solid prospect. I have him as a number 3 tight end on my board. I guess not really a board. I kind of just have it written down in my goddamn school notebook or on my phone actually. But he's solid. I think overall as a prospect, he is. I have him projected as a mid to late 3rd rounder, and at minimum, or at the lowest he'll go is the bottom of the 4th, or the top of the 4th. But again, overall, I think he's a solid prospect, and I have like 6 teams here for teams of interest. First one is the Jets. I finally figured out who their tight end was. It's Jason Morrow. But again, they can do the classic Patriots twin tight end set. And I think they can probably do it pretty well with Amaro and Vannett.
I think they were disappointed in that last drive. You got to
again, they need someone. I don't think Amaro is, great. I think he's solid at best. Damn, I thought it was receiving. I got all excited for nothing. So, again, the Jets can use some help. Whoever that quarterback is, he's going to need, offensive weapons. You can't rely on Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker to do everything for you. You do need that solid, athletic, tight end who can make plays. I think Vannett can be that in about a year or 2 after he learns the NFL game, learns to use his body more properly. But I think he could be a solid rotational player early in his career. The first year or 2. Next, I have Houston. They just dropped the tight end. I think it was A.J. Griffin. If not, it was C.J. Fedorowicz, whatever. But I'm pretty sure they just released one of those 2. I think it was Griffin. So they can try and sign another guy, a young guy who can step in and can work those twin tight end sets that they can run. I'm pretty sure they ran them every once in a while with Fedorowicz and Griffin. So Houston definitely could take a shot at him at the 3rd round. I think Houston has a bit more need, but again, they can. Next, I have Pittsburgh. Mostly because Max Space, their backup tight end, is getting old. I'm pretty sure he's going to be entering his 10th or 11th season soon. Something like that. So he's getting up there. So the Pittsburgh's probably going to want him, find a guy to replace him. Ladarius Green is their day 1 starter no matter what. But again, having another athletic tight end who can make plays, in a couple years down the line, he'll be a really good, solid, contributor. He could, Pittsburgh could take this guy and can use him to pretty good effect eventually. After a year or 2. I don't know how long they signed Ladarius Green to, but once Ladarius Green doesn't work out properly, he can be a solid, number 1 guy in a couple seasons. Next, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Jermaine Gresham's going to be coming back as their starting tight end. I thought he was adequate as their starting tight end, or I don't even know if he was their starting tight end. But he was close enough to it. It was either him or Darren Fells or David Falls. I don't goddamn know. I just do not know. But they need someone. I think they need more weapons for Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald, and John Brown. Those 2 are good, but they can't beat our whole offense. John Brown didn't really have that amazing of a season, I thought. Larry Fitzgerald had a great season, but he's getting up there in age. But Bruce Arians also knows how to play old tight ends, or old receivers. So Fitzgerald probably has another 2-3 years left in him in a Bruce Arians-style offense. Especially when again, look what he did with Hines Ward a couple years ago. Not a couple years ago, like 5, 6, 7, I don't know. It was a while since Hines Ward retired, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Anderson's lined up directly behind the quarterback here.
It's been a while since Hines Ward retired, but he did great things for Hines Ward in his last couple of years. He started to, Hines Ward started to block a lot more, and he became arguably the greatest blocking receiver in NFL history. So, oh, damn you, Demarius Kumas. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
The offense is back on the field.
Next, I have Denver. They just lost their 2 tight ends. They lost Owen Daniels and pretty sure that whoever else they had in their roster. Vernon Davis just signed in Washington as of today. And that's pretty much it when it comes to them. They need a guy. They have 2 guys on the roster. I think they have Virgil Green still, and last year's rookie tight end that didn't play at all. Oh, I have to check his name. Jeff Heuerman, whatever the goddamn hell his name is, however it's pronounced. He's on the roster. From what I've heard, he's actually a pretty good player. So he could take over one of those 2 starting spots if they just want to keep playing Virgil Green at the tight end position or the fullback. I'm pretty sure they played him a fullback a lot last year. So we'll see where they go there. And I have one team in the 4th round that can take him, and that is the San Diego Chargers. San Diego is going to have to find a replacement for Virgil Green and eventually find Antonio Gates' replacement. I lost this game, I think. There's no way I can get the ball back. They're just running all over me. I don't know why this defense is so poor. But again, you're going to need to find a guy to replace Antonio Gates eventually. I thought Darius Green would have been that guy, but they let him walk. He went right to Pittsburgh. I'm real excited about that. I think he'll do great things in Pittsburgh. But overall, I think that, I just lost my train of thought again. Nick Vannett, overall, solid tight end, great mid-round, value, and he will, he'll be a solid starter in about a season or 2. I don't think he's a day 1 starter by any means, just because of the production that he didn't have. If I get the touchdown, I'll go for 2, just so it's not in a shit where it's either I tie it. I don't want to play for overtime. But I think my prediction is with the last pick, I believe, whatever pick Broncos have in the 3rd round, the Denver Broncos will select Nick Vannett, tight end, Ohio State, in the 3rd round in the 2016 NFL Draft. And coming up next will be Ben Braunecker, whatever the hell his name is. But he'll be up next. Oh, damn. All right. But be on the lookout for Braunecker, whatever the hell his name is. I hate that guy's last name. That will probably be up on the 1st, along with my new series. So, be on the lookout for both of those. For now, this is J-Wax, signing off.